Meta has tons of AI features inside of ads managers for direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands to take advantage of, and most brands either don't know they exist or they're scared to test them. Hi everybody, I'm Ben Salka. I've managed $15 million in ad spend largely for direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands, and I'm showing them how to layer AI into their paid media strategy. In this video, I'm going to clearly explain every single Meta Ads AI creative feature for video and image ads, what it does, what it doesn't do, and how I'm testing those features in real ad accounts. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what every Meta Ads creative AI feature does. These features have been sitting in your ad account for a year, maybe 2 years at this point, so it's about time someone made a video about it. Sorry guys. So hit subscribe if you want to learn more about AI, paid media, and not get left behind. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna jump right into a real ad account here. So I'm at the ad level right now. So these creative enhancements apply to both video and image ads. So you're going to want to make sure you have your video or your image inputted first, or you won't be able to mess with these creative features. I'm going to show you video and image, starting with video. So you need to put in your baseline creative. I already have a video in here. I already have a primary text variation. The first feature that I'm going to show you is this Advantage Plus creative text generation. It's really important to have solid copy first and foremost, and I would recommend using all 5 variations here if you can, because Meta uses this feature to build off of what you've already inputted here. So essentially what this does is it creates new primary text variations. It can actually adapt these new variations to different personas. So if you have your branding information into your Meta Ads account on the back end, it can tailor that variation to your ideal customer profiles. And another thing I love about this is you can give feedback here. So you can either generate new variations, or you can say that it's good, or you can say that it sucks. And Meta will adapt accordingly based on your feedback. And you can also go in and edit these if you want to, or use them for inspiration for other primary text variations. Last thing I love about this is that it gives more adaptability to different users, because typically you can only use 5 primary text variations, but if you use the 5 here and the 5 here, that's 10 variations that could be sent out to somebody and could be more adapted to their particular situation based on what they're likely to engage with. All right, scrolling down here, that's Advantage Plus creative text generation. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to jump into these Advantage Plus creative enhancements. Now, this is the core of this video. Looking at video ads specifically first, we're going to start and kind of go down the line here. So the first one here is this Create Sticker CTA. So basically a sticker CTA is you can upload your own custom stickers, or you can use AI to generate a unique sticker to make your CTA clear to the audience. Essentially what this does is, like, let's take a Instagram reel or Instagram story, for example. It'll essentially, and I'll click customize here so I can show you. You'll see this example shop now button here. Basically, you'd be able to customize that sticker right there. And if you wanted to input a file that has a picture of one of your products and make your own like custom CTA sticker, you can input that here to put a very enticing CTA sticker for someone to click on. So they're more likely to engage, more likely to click through, and ultimately more likely to convert. All right, second one down the line, translate text. This literally does that. It uses AI to translate your primary text, your headlines, to a user's preferred language. Next one, this is a new one and it's in beta mode, is Business AI. So this is essentially Meta's customer support system for your brand. And I'm going to show a help or support article that Meta posted on facebook.com. So essentially what this feature does is it acts as a sales concierge for you, a customer support representative. What it can do is answer people's questions when they're interacting with your ad. So if someone comes to your ad and maybe you're advertising a hat, but they're not looking for a hat, they're looking for pants. And you also happen to sell pants. Well, if someone's having that conversation with Business AI can essentially do the selling for you and say, oh, it sounds like you're looking for pants. X brand, your brand, sells these different types of pants, and then they can have that conversation and find a perfect pant for their particular situation. So basically it addresses objections for you. It can redirect people based on their intent. But do keep in mind that this is currently still in beta mode, and I kind of want to give you an example of what this kind of looks like. So you can see like what a conversation would look like here with Business AI. So someone would interact with an ad, and then they can essentially have this type of conversation with Business AI, and it can show different products. And these little bubbles of FAQs or different types of questions that someone could ask comes up under your ad, which is sweet. So essentially what this does, it learns from your website, your ad campaigns, your social media posts, and gets an understanding of what your brand is, what products and services you offer, so that it can tailor a specific conversation to the need of somebody that it's interacting with. But it is in beta mode, so don't be sad or depressed if you don't have this in your ad account yet. I promise you will soon, or at least I hope you do. Next one down the line is text improvements. So this feature is designed to essentially surface key information about your ad upfront to enable people to better understand the selling points or interact with the ad, or what's likely to cause them to engage. So it takes phrases from your initial ad copy and adjusts them to better fit the ad unit, basically. So you can see inside this ad copy, it did say shop now at the bottom. So text improvements is putting shop now at the top because it's thinking that people are more likely to engage with the ad with that moved up top. Truthfully though, this is a feature that I typically do have turned off just because it's hard to track what different text variations Meta is actually improving, as opposed to the creative text generation that I showed you previously. You can see what those variations are, but here you can't really see how Meta is adjusting it. So from a brand safety perspective, I would probably consider just doing like a controlled A/B test where you have like your typical ad with nothing changed, and then you have the same exact ad duplicated just with this feature ticked on to see if that changes click-through rates or sentiment in the comments. Next one, and this is one I love, is add product tags. So basically Meta's AI can identify catalog items or your products in the creative that you upload. So let's say you have a video ad where you have somebody wearing a hat that you're selling. If you have your catalog set up on the back end, Meta's AI can recognize that that is that hat and input a link in the ad itself, kind of like the sticker CTA a little bit. But this is basically an example of what this would look like right here. So let's say this is a video ad. Meta's AI will recognize that product there, and you can see it linked there. So it's easier for somebody to engage with that specific product if that is something that they're interested in. And if you are showing multiple products in the same video, Meta can do this multiple times for multiple different products. So as somebody's watching a video, they can easily click on the product that they like the most because the tag's right there. Next one is show highlights. This is a super simple one. Just like how YouTube has automatic chapters, this is basically automatic chapters, but for ads. And I have not tested this one yet personally. Jumping down to video touch-ups. Video touch-ups is Meta using its AI to adjust, crop, or expand the video, the creative itself, to look good in all placements, basically. This is one that I will usually have turned on because if we can go across more eligible placements, typically CPMs are going to be lower. And unless you have a super unique video that you're uploading, Meta does a pretty good job of cropping here. Even though this crop does look kind of janky right now, so I might take that back. But this is definitely something I would consider testing. Next one is add video effects. Super simple. Meta uses its AI to improve the clarity or the colors inside of the video ad. Last one here is flex media. This is one that I pretty much always have turned off. So it basically allows Meta to show your ad in different aspect ratios across different placements. So essentially a 1:1 could show up in a 9:16 placement, like a 1:1 square image or video ad could show up in like a story or a reel. And to me, that doesn't look good. It looks janky. If you want to experiment with this one, I would do it the same way as I kind of recommended before, where you're duplicating the same ad, changing no features but this one, and seeing what impact that has on engagement metrics. But what I really don't like about this is there's no real way to track like what this looks like unless you see the ad itself in the wild. And if you see it in the wild and it doesn't look good, that's really the only chance you'd be able to like say this looks good or this looks bad. Okay, we're gonna jump into the image ad capabilities now. There's a lot of feature overlap between image ad and video ad capabilities and creative enhancements, so I'm really only gonna focus on the ones that are unique to images, but ones like business AI, text improvements, and obviously when you're writing your ad copy, this creative text generation right here will be the same as with video ads. Jumping down to the advantage plus creative enhancements, which is where the bread and butter is, which is what we're focusing on. We're going to start with ad overlays. So there are certain placements on Meta that do not show your ad copy like on the ad itself. What ad overlays does is it uses AI to allow your copy to show with different placements, like a story or a reel that typically wouldn't have copy showing there when it's likely to improve performance. So next one is add music. So this is pretty self-explanatory and a feature that I've only tested once. Uses, and some of it's AI generated, some of it's generated by real people. But what's cool at least is that you can search for, and you can manually do this manually, which is fun. But you can search for artists, genres, keywords. Like I don't imagine they'll have Taylor Swift on here or anything like that. I just listened to folklore today, so that's why it's top of mind for me. But so if your brand resonates with a blue collar audience, you can look up country, for example. Or if you resonate with dudes from the 70s, you can look up 70s type music. Next one here is add animation. Now this is one that I have seldom tested because honestly I don't really trust it, but it's kind of like turning a photo into somewhat of a video. It can add things like movement, panning, zooming, rotating your ad. And this can also animate the text in your image ad. So if you had like a headline on it, for example, it could make it like sparkle or make it like stand out a little bit better. So in general, I'd recommend testing most of these and doing like a controlled A/B test if you want to test it versus what you're doing currently. Really the ones that don't have an impact on brand safety and the ones that you can follow and track and see like what the difference is in performance. Those are the ones that I typically like to test. But for the ones where there are text generation implications that you can't look into it or can't really see what it's generating, or changes to images or changes to formats that might make your brand appear janky, those are the ones that I typically wouldn't test, but definitely test all the other ones that I went through, especially business AI if it's available in your ad account. So in my opinion, the right approach is controlled testing, just testing one variable at a time, and then you can expand from there and layer on the ones that are working and run them with each other if you've proven the concept already. If you want to learn more about these Advantage Plus creative features, I'm sure more of them are going to roll out. Business AI is basically a brand new feature. I linked an in-depth resource guide in the description below. I'm sure Meta is going to be updating this on an ongoing basis, but it'll give you more depth to all the ones that I talked about, and also ones that maybe aren't showing up in my particular ad account that could be showing up in your ad account that Meta also has in this help article. So if this video was helpful, you'll like my recent breakdown of ChatGPT ads, because those are coming soon and that's awesome. I'm going to post more content about that, but I want to show what that means for next gen advertisers like myself, especially those in the direct to consumer space, because there's another platform where early adoption is going to matter a lot, just like early adoption with these Meta Ads AI features. So have an amazing day. Please subscribe. It makes my mom think that this YouTube thing is working out, and it makes my wife so proud of me. Have an amazing day.